everyone, welcome to the Sacred Gates here on YouTube. My name is Illura and welcome to part 2. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet of recognizing your own abilities and the importance of that, you can go and watch that video first. That would be most helpful. And now we continue on with this quick part 2, just to add a couple of things that sometimes we don't realize the power of something, and I wanted to help bring your attention to the power of recognition and some of the less obvious reasons why recognition is a powerful sacred gate through which it is important at times to walk through. So what happens if we don't recognize our skills is that our unconscious then gets the message that the skill that you're developing that you haven't recognized that you have, you're telling your unconscious through not recognizing it that it's not actually important. And so you won't be able to develop it as much as you're trying to. So actually recognizing a skill that you have developed and you're in the process of incrementally developing really does help to further develop that skill. And it tells your unconscious and your consciousness and consciously that this skill is really important to you. And you know what they say about neurons that wire together, fire together, right? So it helps to increase your connectivity, your articulation of that skill overall. Another important aspect to recognizing a skill is to recognize it and then carry on and move on from it. Yesterday I mentioned that recognizing a skill is not about bragging and gloating and boasting. But if we do get caught up in recognition too much, or the way we recognize, the qualities of pride and arrogance can come in. So we have to be careful in the process of recognizing ourselves that we don't allow ourselves to get caught up in the emotional reactivity of feelings and qualities such as pride, and to let go and to remember that those qualities, which are so easy to slip into, that ultimately they take us away from our path. And so if you're a really dedicated practitioner, you're going to be very wary of those imbalances because you really want a sustainable path rather than a path that's dissolving. And one other thing that is most important when it comes to recognizing your skills is that the act of recognition has a sort of energetic, well, of course it has an energetic effect on you. And what this can be, if you imagine a tree has its roots in the earth, it has a core trunk that leads to branches, larger branches, and many small branches to twigs, to leaves. And all of these like fine branches lead to stronger branches that lead back to the core, that lead back to the root. So when we recognize a skill, what that is doing energetically to you is that you are tuning in almost to the branches of a tree, recognizing and noticing and acknowledging the skills that are like the little branches of the tree. And what this does is if you're congruent in your practice and dedicated to certain healing principles that you believe in, that work for you and that you work for, when you recognize a skill, it feeds from the branch that skill is on in your map, in your practice, in your blueprint. It feeds back into the core of you, and that is also the core of the principles and practices that you are dedicated to. So it actually feeds back into the core of your energetic body and the art that lives within you. And so all of that becomes a part and gets nourished and strengthened by your consciousness going out there and making it conscious and known to all unconscious parts of you that this matters, and it actually feeds back and further establishes and creates a further stronger foundation of your core principles. And that actually does go down deep into the root. So if you're practicing a specific art, working with certain master teachers or deities, they also receive that healing that comes from recognition. And so that may be one that isn't so obvious. When we recognize our own skills, we actually pay respect and reverence to everything that we're practicing, to all other practitioners even that are on that path, to all deities, to our teachers, to our masters, to whatever it is that we are learning from. And we show that through recognition. So there are some various reasons, further reasons why recognition is a powerful, powerful tool. And I want to just invite you now to take a moment to reflect and to sit in recognition of something that you have been cultivating, a skill that is becoming incrementally stronger in your own practice, in your own life. And if you can't think of anything that is to do with your spiritual practice right now, I encourage you to take a look into your everyday life and find a skill that is something that you feel could do with some recognition, that you need some recognition for, something that you need to take ownership of and recognize your development of skill in that area. So just taking a moment now, sitting comfortably, perhaps with your eyes closed if that helps you to go within. And just taking a beautiful deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Softening the jaw, allowing the eyes to mellow and soften. Connecting to something for you to recognize and own for yourself. Allow your awareness to softly float through and around and touch that which is being recognized by you. Allow the quality of this skill to be felt in your body as much as you can. Soften and relax so that you can absorb this quality, this skill as much as you can. Allowing your mind to connect with it in any way that makes it easy for you. Feeling the quality and the presence of this skill in your being. And while feeling and recognizing this quality, this skill that you have, I invite you now to open your eyes if they weren't already, and just allow yourself to be present with your eyes open in the external world, and to also feel this skill, to recognize this attribute of yours. Look at the room around you and feel your being and your body in this space, inviting in the qualities, the attributes of this skill. And recognize it in this open-eyed world as well. So I hope that this little reflection into recognition has been helpful for you, and to continue on your path, keep growing your skills. And if you'd like to receive regular videos from the Sacred Gates here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to like this video and share it with anybody that you feel could benefit. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.